Welcome back. In our path to build interactive programs that can run later, we have covered how to get user input and also how to save code in files using an editor. Now let us look at using code from libraries created by others. As you have been playing with Python all this time, there is one thing you might have noticed. In order to do something, we most times reach out and use the built-in functions of Python. Built-in functions are available for us to use in Python without having to do anything. There are 69 of them available. But do you think these 69 cover everything you can do with Python? Of course not. Python has a lot more to offer. Python has a concept of modules and packages. A module is a piece of code which has a specific purpose. Actually, a Python file is a module. Even the Python file which you created is sort of a module. To be precise, a file with a .py extension is a module. But typically, modules will have a lot more reusable things in them, real life modules. Multiple modules can be included in a package. Packages are nothing but directories containing modules. Not all directories can be called a package. You need to do something more. But we will cover them later, and at that time you might even create your own package. The most important thing to learn at this point is that there are already existing packages and modules which come with the Python installation itself. This is called a Python standard library and is created by Python language and installation creators. This provides a bunch of modules which contain multiple functions and other useful things which you can make use to do a lot of your work. Other than the standard library, we can even use libraries created by other people. This is something we will look at later. Right now, let us focus on how we can use Python standard library functions itself. One of the basic modules in Python standard library is the math module. The math module provides a lot of functions which are related to math operations. There are functions related to number theory, logarithms, trigonometry, etc. Let us look at one of these functions which you surely would understand and probably like to use from time to time. This is the square root function. This is part of the math module and allows us to find square root of a number. Let us go to the REPL and see how we can use this function. I'm just going to clear this and go to the REPL now. I'm just going to type in square root 4096. Of course, that will not work. Python does not know about the square root function. It's not a built-in function. The first step to make this function available for us is to import the function from its module. In this case, the math module. To use a real-world example, in order to use a watch which is made in a different country's factory, you need to import the watch to your country or house. Let us see how to do that. Back to the REPL. Now remember, we can do this in the REPL, but the same thing can be done in the Python file as well. Both will work. From math, import square root, sqrt. Now if I use this, it works. So here I imported the square root function from the math module and used it to calculate square root. Let me get out of the REPL now. Sometimes you are not content with one watch model. You want all the different watch models in a factory. In order to achieve that, you just import the entire factory itself. In the analogy, I am thinking of the module as a factory and the module's functions as the watch models. The way to import the entire factory or module is as follows. Back to the REPL. I just did a clear. Let me go to the REPL now. I can just do import math. Now let me try to do square root 96. Okay, that did not work. What happened? Here I imported the entire math module. Earlier I had told Python to import the square root function from the math module. The function alone is imported in that case and is made available to Python to use directly. But this time I have imported the entire module. So Python knows about the module only. It doesn't know the name of the functions inside it. So in order to use the square root function, I have to tell Python to look for it inside the math module. Hence, this will work. Math.square root. So I am saying inside math, run this, use the square root function. Now that worked. Now that I have imported the entire module, I can use other things inside the module. I have said earlier that modules can contain functions and other things. Among these other things, one is constants. Constants, as the word suggests, are just things that don't change value. Similar to what you have heard in your math class. There is one important constant within the math module, that is pi. Let me show you that. Math.pi. See, that's the value. Now I can just maybe calculate an area of a circle. Let's say this is a radius of 20 centimeters, and I can calculate area equal to math.pi into r to the power of 2. Let me look at area, that's my value. So now I have used both a function and a constant from the math module. Okay, I have said constant more than once. Let me tell you a secret. The truth is that Python does not support true constants. This means that the value of pi present in the math module can be changed if you want. But don't do it. It's not a good thing to do this, since it will defeat the purpose of it being present in the math module. If you change the value of pi, then you can't use it for any of these area calculations or anything like that. So don't change it. Let us just keep this secret between us. Okay, I think we have covered enough ground for us to create the actual interactive programs. In the next part, we will create our two programs. If you have any questions, please ask in comments and I will answer them. See you soon.